Hello everyone, this is Red Dude. People who have had threesomes. How did they get initiated? NSFW. Alcohol. The threesome I had was similar in the fact one of the girls had just broke up with her boyfriend. Me and another girl went over to help her move. We started playing kings and one thing led to another. But my experience was not as fun. Both girls were only okay with kissing each other and that's about it. So I was left with the task to do everything to keep both girls interested. I'm happy for the experience and me and one of the girls kept friends with benefits for a couple months after that, but it wasn't near as glamorous as I thought it would be. In college me and two of my classmates were discussing about things we hadn't done yet and none of us had a threesome, so we had one. I am guy, my classmates were girls. A Tinder match said she was out with a friend and I crassly suggested a threesome as a joke. She showed up 30 minutes later with an even hotter girl covered in tattoos. A similar situation prompted to my first threesome. The guy I matched with said he can't come over to my place because he is not with a car, but his buddy, who he is hanging out with is with a car. They can come over both. I jokingly said okay, send me a picture of your friend, expecting to see some lame guy, and he did send a selfie of both of them. The other guy was smoking hot, so I was like, why not, what's the worst thing that could happen? It was fun, must have been a weird bonding experience for those two boys, but it was definitely fun for me. All of y'all are imagining everyone in this thread as being way more attractive than they actually are. For the first one, my friend wanted to arrange it as a treat for her boyfriend. She knew what I was like, so she just straight up asked me after a couple of glasses of wine one night. It was horrific, though definitely wouldn't do it again with someone I'm that close to. Second one was a couple who were into swinging. They were a bit older than me and sort of hinted at it a couple of times. I was hanging out at theirs and the wife got flirtier and touchier with me, whilst the husband just watched until he could tell I was cool with the idea of a threesome. That one was much better, but I'm not a fan of threesomes overall. Too many bits flying around. It's like trying to rub your belly and pat your head at the same time. Me and my girl have had a couple. The last one I bought a pair of dice that had one action and one body part, so everyone can get comfortable with it, being that it was the other woman's first time doing it. My ex and her friend suggested it after a couple of drinks. It wasn't well communicated and didn't end well. The other time was when I was with a girl and my friend was with one. We switched girls, but he left, so it was just me and these two girls. I don't know, it ended very well. Was sitting on my couch with my girlfriend between me and a mutual female friend, started teasing my GF, thinking it would drive her crazy not being able to do anything. Instead, her friend also started teasing her and we moved into the bedroom. I have a long-term FWB and he asked, he had met a girl that he was seeing casually and he knew I would be attracted to her, so we got a hotel room during the day, 4/20th this year, and had ourselves a blast. 10/10. We will now be looking to add the occasional extra. My wife found a woman on Tinder, they're both bi. They dated a few times. She described her type of man to my wife. I didn't fit the description. All good. We were looking for friends in LGBTQ community as well, so we all decided that it would be a platonic relationship. On their fourth date, I joined them. Tinder girl knew I was going to be there. It wasn't a surprise. Me and Tinder girl hit it off, like really hit it off again. The plan was to just be friends. I feel like this took a ton of pressure off and I was more myself. This was the same night of my wife and Tinder girl's first kiss. It was my wife's first same-sex kiss in a very long time. Later they were texting and my wife told her she was really into her. Tinder girl told my wife she was into me as well as her and could see us having a threesome. This really excited my wife. My wife and I had a weekend getaway a few cities over coming up in a few weeks. This was planned before my wife even got on Tinder. We asked Tinder girl if she wanted to join us. She said yes. We had a threesome. We've all been dating ever since. My wife told me she has been curious about what it would be like with a girl. I told her if she had an opportunity she should explore it. She ended up having some drinks and fooling around with our neighbor. After a couple of times I ended up walking in on them. It was a bit awkward for me. I saw myself out. About 5 minutes later they came and found me to make sure everything was cool. I said it was fine. They then asked me if I wanted to watch. Watching soon turned to some interaction, and then the next time I was involved from the beginning. We made sure to follow rules that we all agreed to be comfortable with. It was lots of fun. Over the next year or so we had a few threesomes and things never got weird. First time I was actually approached by two women at a bar. It was clear they were experimenting and just kind of wanted to use me as a buffer. Second time a close friend's husband actually asked me out of the blue. He was always into it and he said I was the most trustworthy friend she's ever had. Actually ended up liking the devil's threesome more. We got drunk with some other PPL for my birthday party and then almost everyone left except my wife's friend. My wife told her she's bisexual, turns out the other girl was too. Quite a lot of alcohol was involved on everyone's part. They started making out and undressing. I joined in and the next thing I know I'm having sex with the other girl while my wife beside me is saying, how can this gift ever be topped? As far as I know it was unplanned and spontaneous, which could have massively backfired, but turned out to be a great experience for everyone. Do best friends plus me accidentally book only one hotel room with a king-size bed, the rest is history. I have, two girls I knew from high school needed a ride to a bar, they invited me to join them but was actually on my way to a prior engagement and I was able to give them a ride and worked just fine with my schedule. When I was finished with what I was doing they called me and they needed a ride back home, but I was no longer in the area, they stated they'd make it worth my while, and yeah, that's pretty much it. Tinder and alcohol, not complaining though, that was one of the most positive sexual experiences of my life, shout out to the married couple who made me feel safe, comfortable, and eager to explore. Thanks for watching, this was Red Dude. If you enjoyed the content, make sure to check out my other content.